Welcome back to Vikings, a new era draft outlook.
Time to wrap things up here on a new era, our Vikings draft outlook, and the question that everybody wants answered, well, at least attempt to answer it here, as the Vikings are on the clock with the 12th overall pick. Ben, who do you see them taking if they stay in that spot?
You put me right on the spot.
You're number one. Go ahead.
Well, we've talked about him quite a bit, and I got to go Stingley. Derek Stingley Jr. out of LSU. I think that he's going to be there, even though he crushed his pro day. And I think he's proven to everybody that he's healthy. I think his play, again, my argument is his play actually was elevating and trending upwards in this last season before he got injured. I think if he's there, you take him.
Dawn.
I doubt he's going to be there at 12. I don't know. I just feel like both Sauce and Stingley are going to be gone, and I don't go for Trent if it drops down. I think, just like the Professor Pete was saying, you go for Jermaine Johnson II. Now, I'm not saying because he's an Eden Prairie kid. We saw that he's had that chop, and he's got great technique, but he's power rush, power on the edge, right? It's exciting. But also, in Ed Donatell's defense, right, we know it's a 3-4, but he likes to have those fronts and vary him up a little bit, like hybrid. You use him, you have Danielle Hunter, you also have Za'Darius, and you can move those two, Hunter and Za'Darius, like chess pieces, and you've got this beast in there. I also like the fact that he's got a kind of an interesting background, right? So it means he's hungry. Community college, then went to Georgia, and then wanted to work on being a guy on the edge, so then he went to Florida State, right? So he's got that hunger, and he's got the physicality, and I say you scoop him up big time, and you bolster your D-line.
Gabe, who you got?
With the 12th overall pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Minnesota Vikings select Derek Stingley Jr. That's who I'm going with. I think he fits this Minnesota Vikings team immediately, right away. You plug and you play, and he automatically makes plays for this defense. He's going to get a lot of targets if he's on this Minnesota Vikings roster, just because Patrick Peterson can hold his own. So I think he comes in, makes plays immediately, he can come up and tackle, do everything you need him to do, and he'll be a perennial all-pro cornerback when he is done here with the Minnesota Vikings.
So basically, P2, part 2 is what you're saying.
P2. He's going to call him P6, pick 6.
Oh, I like that. For my selection, I kind of agree with Dawn. I think that Derek Stingley Jr. is going to be gone by that point. I think that he and Sauce both go in the top 9 picks.
I agree.
That's where I'm going with. For my selection, I'm going to go with a guy because so often success in a 3-4 defense is predicated on the play of a nose tackle. The Vikings could have a good one in Jordan Davis from Georgia. This is a guy who was absolutely dominant whenever he played for the Bulldogs last season. The best defense in college football. I think that he made everybody around him better just because he chewed up so much space. And he did drop off, especially in the SEC championship game, but he rebounded well in the national semifinal and then on the way to Georgia's national championship. This is a guy that people are talking in the Heisman conversation as a defensive tackle. I think he can bring that to the NFL and will make an impact on the Vikings defense as the 12th overall pick. That'll do it for us here on our Vikings New Era Draft Outlook special. We'll see you next time.